all conflicts which started, almost all, either have been resolved or they have subsided, or they're, the basic, what you say, the intensity of those conflicts have been pretty well contained. But there's few others, and one of them is Pakistan and India's. There are some conflicts. Iraq and Iran had war. Recently Syria had a war. There are internal conflicts. Yemen is having a war, being bombed. So there are different, conflicts, and perhaps this is the main purpose of this festival, Asian Peace Film Festival, that how could the new generation of filmmakers and many of the audience, they can pick up the thread and identify the common grounds for film dialogues.
Fairly recently I saw a film from 2011, an Indonesian film by Rudy Haryanto called Prison and Paradise. This is a very, very, very low budget film. It's about the aftermath of the Bali bombing, so of course it's very relevant for Australians. And rather than some kind of comprehensive explanation of what happened, how it happened, why it happened, it deals with, it's a large set of interviews undertaken with some of the bombers between 2003 and 2007, I think, extensive interview process. But it also deals with the children of both the of both sides. There were some Indonesians who lost their lives in that bombing, and the children of both sides, of both the bombers and those who were the victims, are interviewed as well. And this very small film about something very specific, to me, it won a Directors Guild of Japan award. It's been screened reasonably widely in Australia for such a low budget film because it says something to us in a very delicate kind of way. So I think it's probably my 5 minutes over. I guess what I'd be suggesting is that we should be encouraging the regional, the kind of grassroots.
I think cinema is one of the most powerful forces to build common grounds. We all understand that because it crosses borders. I was just talking to my Korean colleague here that I am a huge fan of Korean cinema. So this is, and the kind of affinity one develops after, watching films which are, which transcend all borders, it's just amazing and it's very powerful. And I think that the power of cinema or the power of media is something that in recent years has been unprecedented. And I think that it's the most powerful force that we have right now in terms of breaking down all the borders or the physical distances. Media, film, all of that.
In the film industry context, women have passive and men have active parts. Women are presented as a sexual spectacle to other characters and US. We can't ignore the positive changes that happen after the period of socialism, even though our mentality doesn't leave much room for full gender identity freedom, which I think will still be present in movies. At the end, I just want to remember that we have 4 women in Bosnia and Herzegovina, great filmmaker. It's Jasmila Djbanic, Dida Begic, Ines Stanovic, Selma Spahic.
我想在这里跟大家分享一下我所理解的和平，以及电影如何对和平起到作用。
So I'd like to share with all of you my idea about peace and the function of movie in promoting the peace.
因为这个现实世界中的和平，大家都在享受它，也都能感知它，而内心的这种和平呢，可能大家往往不知道怎么样去达到、去寻找，而电影呢，可以很好的通过一些视觉的语言， 通过一些综合性的多媒体的语言，给人们寻求内心的这种和平带来很多的启发，带来很多行之有效的东西。
So we are actually enjoying the peace in real world. However, this is not enough. Many people don't know how to seek the inner peace, but film can use those visual languages to inspire people in seeking the inner peace.
这就是我想给大家分享的，我作为一个中国人对和平的理解，以及我期待电影能够为和平，特别是这种心灵的和平，能起到作用。
So this is my own vision about peace, and as a Chinese citizen, my own understanding about the peace, and I really look forward that film can serve as an effective tool in promoting the inner peace.
Indonesia has become a powerful example that Islam, democracy, modernity can go hand in hand. Indonesia continues to advance to transformation through democracy, development and harmony, and working together with the international community to ensure that multiculturalism and tolerance become a truly global norm. The ever-growing project throughout the world, art, music, and film are being used as a component of peace building, and its democracies that there is a growing scope of the role and contribution of art, music, and film in promoting cultural diversity, peace building, and reconciliation. Art and film can move the human spirit toward effective social change and portrays a situation that could provoke change in a people or society through the attitude. Film can bring forth and assist people to imagine a different way of living and thinking. Our views, opinion, and ignorance can be challenged through art and film, which in turn can give new understanding, a new meaning to the reality we observe and experience. It can create a new consciousness of enhance our awareness of ourselves and others. Finally, cultural diplomacy has increasingly emerged as yet another way to incorporate culture to the peace building and foreign policy effort on the international level. The ideal cultural exchange can be seen as a non-coercive strategy used by states to advance their interests and build relationship with the other nation.
I'd like to talk a bit about North Korea. So I'm just curious if you ever have watched any North Korean movies or not. Have you ever watched North Korean films? Yeah. Actually, in North Korea, there is also an international film festival in Pyongyang. But between North and South Korea, we haven't had any serious exchange in terms of cinema. I mean, in Korean Peninsula, we have a war in early 1950s, and then the war just stopped in 1953. So it doesn't mean that it ended, it just stopped. As a filmmaker, even though we haven't had serious cultural exchange in terms of cinema between North and South Korea, but I'm also very looking forward to having more positive relationship with the North Korean people as well. And then we can, how can I say, make more peaceful environment in the Korean Peninsula as well.
We are still looking for the common grounds which are all focused around like war, like blood, like all those power structures that human beings have developed over the period of history. We have to talk about peace, and this is quite unfortunate that we always talk about the divisions. We never explore which are the commonalities in our cultures. And unfortunately, films, you know, are the major influence. They have been used, they are being used, and they have been used over the period of time to propagate, because filmmakers always take sides. Every film has to take a side. The filmmakers have their opinions. Film do create an opinion. They have their influence on the culture. So it's a great responsibility of a filmmaker and the writer and everyone who is going for a film to understand the time in which that film is being made, because unfortunately in this part of the region, everybody has spoken about their area, and in this subcontinent, I would say, there is a virus called commercialism, that mainstream cinema, which has only to, their main focus is to earn bucks and to create the formula that would give them a box office hit. And for that they don't really focus on the issues. I know there are films that are made around certain issues, but they are very ignorable in number. And if at all we touch on the main issues of conflict in this area, that creates another uproar and another conflict that generates a great debate. There are many films that have been banned on both sides of this border here in subcontinent. So I think that as filmmakers, as writers, as people who know the power of the film, we have a great responsibility, I think, and especially in this time, because we are at the twilight of our age. We must and we have to leave not just a legacy. We have to leave a legacy of peace, of tolerance, of commonality, of peaceful coexistence, of human understanding, of love, of prosperity, rather than leaving the history which is plagued with all the conflicts and wars. We have done that. We have seen enough of it. We have seen enough of it. 50,000 tons of ammunition has been dropped down on Afghanistan in the last few years. 500,000 casualties there. I mean, what? We have seen enough of war. And now it's a responsibility of these all filmmakers, I think, unfortunately, and we, as you said, as a professor from China said, that we have to find our inner peace. It will all start from individual.